Hey, welcome back, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed that picture. That was me and my grandfather around 1974-ish, I want to say, somewhere in that area. Yeah, pretty neat little picture. Okay, the next pocket knife I have here in his collection is from Solingen Cutlery, and it's labeled B. Svoboda, Germany. And from my little Googling, it doesn't look like too many people know much about it. There's a bunch of people that talk about this B. Svoboda knife, but not a lot of info. Everybody's just kind of asking questions. The best guess that I have is this is maybe somebody imported this somewhere in the 1950s. But these are all guesses, and I'm just reporting what other people's guesses are. But it's a pretty neat, pretty solid little knife. Usual disclaimer, I'm not a knife dealer. I don't know much about these knives. I'm learning about them as I go. Cool little brass liners. Some rubber band residue on it. This kind of seems like horn, buffalo horn covers. Stockman shape. And pretty good, nice and tight, pretty good walk and talk. No half stops there, but pretty good snap. Nice, not a ton of wear. There's the stamp on there. As usual, just put a little oil on these guys as I show you the knives. I am not a knife expert. I'm just going through my grandfather's collection, showing them off before I put them up on eBay. As I go through these knives, I'm starting to get a little, maybe I should keep them, and things like that. So it's kind of a little bit difficult to let them go. But honestly, I'm much more of an appreciative person, however you say it, of pocket knives and collecting them, and I'm getting a kick out of watching other people's pocket knife videos. And it's pretty interesting, the history I'm learning about these kinds of things, but I certainly have not started out as a collector. I'm learning as I go. But that also means that, as you see these knives, and anybody visiting from eBay, just keep in mind, I don't know. I'm far, far, far from an expert. I don't know what they are. This is just what comes from my grandfather's collection. As I go through these knives, I think about my grandfather. He had this sort of vibrant past. When I knew him, he mostly sat in his chair and watched TV, or he would lay down on his couch and read Louis L'Amour Western books. Yeah, definitely a vibe growing up and visiting my grandmother and my grandfather. I feel like maybe I should start talking about my grandmother as well. They were very solid people, pretty severe, not a lot of happiness going on. Nice snap on that, for, kind of an unknown knife. It's really made well. Yeah. not, as I'm pausing to think of myself and my memories of my grandmother and grandfather on my father's side. Not a particularly loving group. There was not a whole lot of hugs and sentimentality going on there. I respect them. I have some fond memories of my grandparents. Grandfather died in 1996. My grandmother she passed away in 2018. So what is that, 22 years later? She was 10 years younger than him. When I asked her what attracted to him all those years ago, she told me he had a big attraction because he owned a horse. And that always tickled me. He owned a horse, and so that, what's initially attracted to him. That was a big deal in those days and where they grew up. It's cleaning up really nice. Yeah, I would sit down with them while they watched TV. They were very typical. They would watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. And then that would end and they would go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. And so, a young kid like me, that was not the most exciting thing ever. Used to, as I got older and became a teenager and knew them more, especially my grandmother, they always, including my father, I felt like I was, they thought I was lazy. They thought I was, I don't know, they were really worried about me being spoiled. They thought I was lazy. I always kind of, to be honest, resented that because they didn't know me. I think I went up to my grandparents' place once a year for long weekend, Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. So we didn't hang around that much. I always kind of was like, how, you guys don't know me. I just don't think they liked that I didn't wake up at 5 in the morning and, I used to say, well, I don't go to bed at 8 at night. I'm not 70 years old, so why are you getting on my case? And what do you want me to do? Till the back 40, 5 in the morning when I come up to visit you? Is that what you're thinking? Anyways. But it is what it is. Okay, well, back to pocket knives. This is cleaned up pretty nice. I don't know why this wouldn't have done better as far as being in people's minds and selling better and stuff. It seems real nicely made. No real gaps. Put some oil on there. It's got some nice handles. Good walk and talk. Yeah, just a real solid knife, if not real well known. Okay. Well, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. I say, it's hard to see. I keep seeing stuff. It's hard to see. Keeping an eye on the camera and the knife itself at the same time. Sometimes I will miss stuff. Every once in a while. Anywho. Well, if you come in here from eBay just to see more info about the knives, you get the bonus of me whining about my grandparents. Anyways, there you go. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.